What's up, guys? Welcome to A Vibe Call West Radio. Today we have a special guest, Zach Settle.
How's it going, everybody?
From Renton, Washington, Zach has established himself as a uniquely authentic and talented musician who uses a combination of his infectious voice and relatable lyrics to create high-quality songs. From rapping for Jack Harlow Druski, performing at We Found New Music and Breaking Sound in LA, and dropping his newest single, Stuck Again, Zach has all the makings of a household name. Today, though, we're putting his favorite album, Saturation 2, underneath the microscope and putting it into an Elite 8 tournament bracket. The way that we seeded these songs is based on total number of streams. The way they progress is Zach's opinion. Zach, are you ready to figure out what the best song in Saturation 2 is?
I am. I'm ready. Yeah. I'm not ready, though. This is going to be the hardest decision of my life, I think.
Well, we have to figure it out. I think one of the main things that people want to know is, why do musicians like certain songs? Because we listen to music differently than, just someone that's casually listening. So really excited to do that, man. How's everything been? Thanks for coming on, by the way.
It's good. Yeah, things have been good. I know since last time, oh, man. Now I'm all messed up because I'm like, since the last
You're good.
time
We can just talk. Yeah, let's just talk like we are. Yeah.
But yeah. No, things have been good, though. I'm just working on a lot of new music, a lot of new material. Really, this last year has been, so life-changing for me, moving to LA. Lately, all the music that I've been creating has just been super, raw and, pure. And, I'm finally at a space right now where I'm really loving the direction that I'm headed, and I'm happy to say I'm working on an album, so dude, I'm really excited.
Well, as a fan of yours, I can't be happier that one, you're liking the direction of your sound and you're working on a full album. That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And then, so speaking of albums, I want to ask, why Saturation 2? Why did you choose this album?
Honestly, it was the obvious choice for me. It was Brockhampton is one of the greatest groups of all time,
100%.
Greatest boy band of all time. And there's something that's just so dynamic and cool about when you mix all these different people from all these different backgrounds, with all sorts of different perspectives. You put them all in the same pool, and then they basically go bar for bar with each other throughout these projects, and it's just so awesome to hear how so many different people can mesh together so well on a project, and especially a trilogy. And I chose Saturation 2 really just because it was one of my favorite albums that I listened to in the summer of that year, in the 2017. Yeah, the summer of that year, 2017. I have so many good memories of listening to this album with my friends. My friends put me on Brockhampton when I saw them.
Which friends? Which names? What are the names?
My friends. So it was actually my friend Riley.
Shout out Riley.
Riley Larson. I haven't talked to him in a really long time, but I hope you're doing well. He was the one that put me on Brockhampton. And he put a lot of my friends on Brockhampton. He was like, yo, this boy band is they just dropped this really good album and everyone's sleeping on it. And I slept on the first Saturation, and then I slept on the second Saturation, and I didn't even give them a listen until Sat 3. Mm-hmm. So I was late to the party, but
just in time though.
Then I went back though, and I listened to everything because I was like, yo, this is actually really cool and interesting. I listened to everything, and immediately they just became one of my favorite bands to ever exist. I mean, the music is just groundbreaking, and it speaks for itself.
It totally is. Yeah,
it's just different than anything else.
Yeah, and I know that what was one of the things that we actually bonded over initially was just both of our love. I'm a huge Brockhampton stan as well. Truthfully, that sweatshirt's ridiculously sick. It's fucking crazy.
Thank you, man. I had to wear it today.
You had to. This is the perfect situation to wear it.
I have so much merch too.
And I want to I think the thing that you were saying in there that was so amazing was the artistry of it, and just how much the music speaks for itself. But I want to ask, you're now in LA. You walk into an elevator, and Kevin Abstract's there. Oh. I want to ask, what's the quote-unquote, because you know what he does. When he asks what you do, what are you going to say about Zach Settle?
When he asks what I do?
Yeah, what do you do? What's your elevator pitch, even if you're actually in an elevator?
Dang. Wow. This is a really good question. Man, I would say for Kevin, dude, it'd be so weird. He follows me on Twitter, so maybe I start with that.
Yeah, it's sick.
Hey, you follow me on Twitter. No. What I would say about me though is I would say I don't know. I would just say I'm an artist. And a lot of things, it's funny. I honestly probably wouldn't pitch myself to him. I would just tell him thank you. I
But if
think
you
that's
had to
all.
pitch yourself
If
to
I had
him.
to pitch
Yeah,
myself to him.
exactly. I agree, because I know
Okay,
you're not
okay.
that type of guy
No.
being like, look at me.
Yeah.
I totally hear you on
No,
that.
I'd
Yeah.
just be like, thank you, bro, for making this music. But no, if I had to pitch myself to him though, I'd be like, look, I'm an artist, and I really see myself doing something with this music. It's just yeah, I would just be like, listen to this.
Yeah, I love that. And that's like going back to let the music speak for itself.
Uh-huh.
I would be like,
Yeah.
Zach's fucking dope. Listen to his shit. Cool kids, man. Stuck again.
It's
Numerator. I'm just start naming your songs.
it's
for
funny.
you.
It's funny that you say that though, because it's so hard to like pitch myself, and I think I'm still trying to figure out what I am, and I think a lot of the times artists don't even really know. Their fans kind of decide it for them once they like
That's a really good
gather
point, yeah.
a lot of stuff, and then you start really get a good like brand going for yourself. But yeah, like that'd be tricky though. I wouldn't know what to say, bro.
I think it's like
I'd be dumbfounded.
It's such a it's a fun exercise
Yeah.
to think about. But no, and I agree, man. You're like
It'd
a
be
really
so tough.
you're a humble guy, and like you're just like really authentic. So I would imagine it would just like whatever you said, I feel like would be great. But
I would hope so.
thank you for entertaining that exercise.
Of
But
course.
now,
Yeah.
with that in mind, now we know a little bit about you. We know why you chose the album. I'm gonna look at the board.
Okay.
I want you to do matchup number 1, Sweet versus Jello. Which one progresses and why?
Jello is a really, really great song. But when it comes down to it, I mean, Sweet is just better. I love Matt's verse on that song. Love Huskies, but I feel like a wolf. I mean, like there's in that hook, the hook in Sweet. I mean, Kevin Abstract is like a hook master, but the hook in Sweet is so infectious, and I love how the song title, the hook is like twisting me up like licorice,
Yeah.
and like how they just called it Sweet. Like I don't know, I really like that. And then Jello's hook though is just kind of more like la di da di da di da, and it's just like it's still hard, but I don't know. I really like the hook on Sweet.
Like it's tough when you get put in these situations. Like you really start thinking like you love both songs, but you make the choice. Were you surprised that Sweet is number 1, or did it make sense to you? Did you think it would be number 1?
I actually didn't think Sweet would be number 1. I forget which one
I
thought.
think you said Junkie.
No, I thought Gummy was gonna be number 1.
That makes sense.
Gummy's like one of my favorite songs off this project.
Shout out my producer and DJ Ione. It's like his girlfriend's favorite song too.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Shout out Ionius.
She loves Gummy.
Yeah, dude, I love Gummy's crazy. And I remember when they when I watched the music video for the first time, I was just like, yo, this is crazy. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that was the music video where they had Amir with the llama or the alpaca.
Yeah, and Gummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to Gummy.
Okay, sorry.
You're good, dude.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just like, that's first off, you're just showing how much you know about the album. Like this is what I want. It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Sweet's going on, Matt. Please record that.
Yeah, Sweet 100%.
Yeah, that's great answer. I actually agree. Number 2 now, I want to do the next matchup is just Summer versus Swamp.
Okay. They're so different. See, like with Sweet and Jello, like they're both like bangers, so that was easy. But with Summer and Swamp though, I mean, Summer you have just a beautiful piano ballad played by Bareface, and like that's just such a vibe. And then Swamp though, you know what's crazy? I love Swamp, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Summer just to keep Bareface in the conversation.
I mean, they end every single concert with it. It's like it's such a powerful and meaningful song. I agree.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just a beautiful song. I love Swamp. I love all the verses in Swamp. I think it's a great banger. But Summer though, I have some great memories because it was like one of my last. I remember the summer before I actually went to school. Me and like all my friends, we kind of like split off, because like that's what you do when you graduate high school. You're all like leaving. And I remember there's a video of us. It's like me and a few of my friends who I like used to make music with at the time. We were like, it was a video of us just singing that song, and it was like the perfect like. For some reason, it's just the perfect like end of
summer
this era. Like end of summer song. And it's kind of like okay, and we're like moving on to like better things.
It's sentimental. So, the whole vibe of it is very sentimental.
Yeah, I think that song will always have a special place in my heart.
So currently no upsets. I agree. I would agree with that 1 and 2 are moving on. Sweet and Summer. I agree with you.
Okay, cool.
Now I kind of want to take a break from the board, and I want to ask some questions specifically about you. So, it's true that you moved down here in 2023 in January
Yeah.
from Renton, Washington.
Yeah.
Is it so? Well, when did you officially move down here? February or
It
January?
was December
Okay, so nice.
of last year, but it was like December like 29th. So
yeah, so it's like around
it
that
doesn't
time.
really count. Yeah, it was right after Christmas.
And,
But yeah.
and I wanted to ask. So I want to do a little bit of a role reversal. Imagine that
Okay.
I am moving from LA to Renton.
Okay.
What would you say are some of the restaurants, nightlife activities, and or hotspots that I should go to really understand the vibe and the culture of Renton?
Oh my gosh. I almost wore my Doofers hat. So Doofers is a bar and grill. It's in Renton, Washington. That's a staple. Like my parents went there growing up. It's a dive bar, but there's a lot of dive bars in Renton. That's just kind of a thing.
Love that.
But yeah, dude, Doofers Bar and Grill, Azel's fried chicken is like some of the best chicken
Love
in the
fried
world.
chicken.
Chuck's Donuts is actually a staple in Renton, Washington. People, they open at 3 a.m. So when I was in high school, so when I was in high school, my friends and I would stay up until 3 a.m. on whatever day it was. They're closed on Sunday. So on Friday nights, we'd like stay up till 3 a.m. And dude, the donuts are literally hot. So like you like watch them take the donuts out of the oven and then put like the maple bars are like the best thing they have there. You, like watch them like put the maple bar like or like the maple whatever you call it, frosting, like on the donuts, and you eat your donut and it's crazy. Like it's like heavenly. It just like melts in your mouth. It's actually unbelievable. But yeah, Chuck's Donuts for sure. And then teriyaki spot, Cami Teriyaki. It's right next to Doofers. And then another bar, actually, if you want to check it out, too, if you're gonna go, is the Pickled Onion. I actually worked there.
Shout out Pickled Onion. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I bartended at the Pickled Onion in Renton.
How long do you bartend there?
Like 6 months. Yeah, basically like 6 months. Yeah.
When you were in Renton, were you playing shows there?
No.
Oh, really? Is it
no. Like the music scene in Seattle, but especially Renton. My God. Dude, I mean, it's like a lot of it's just like cover bands, and they're like all old dudes. So yeah, I mean, there's not like when I think about it, like there's a lot of talent in Renton. There always has been. Like, I mean, I grew up with a lot of people who made music, and we were all like talented in our own ways. But as far as like venues and shows go and stuff like that, I mean, that's all up north in Seattle. But even when that stuff would happen, though, it's not like this here. It doesn't happen nearly as much. There's not enough or not as many venues. Yeah, it's very different. The music scene is a lot weaker.
Yeah, I think there's so many things that each city is individual about. Music just so happens to be LA's massive thing. And then I actually want to make it a little bit micro. If I'm in Renton for 1 hour, should I go to the Amazon Spheres, the Jimi Hendrix Museum, or Antiques for You?
Antiques for You?
Yeah.
Wait, you said the Amazon
Spheres?
The
Jimi Hendrix Museum?
I would go to the Jimi Hendrix Museum.
Why would you want me to go to the Jimi Hendrix Museum?
Just because it's sick. I mean, like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
It's funny though. Jimi Hendrix has a memorial in Renton at the cemetery on 4th, and I've been there a couple times, and it's really cool. There's like guitars and stuff there. But yeah, his memorial is really cool. A lot of people like just think it's really cool. I heard he's not actually buried there anymore because people were like.
I saw that I saw it was like one of the places to go to in Renton was his grave. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird though because it's like go to Renton, like go to a cemetery. But yeah, like yeah, no, definitely though. Like anything, I mean, it's music related, and Jimi Hendrix is like one of the greatest artists to ever do it.
Seriously,
too.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, shout out Renton. I definitely want to go there one day, and I kind of want to keep with the vibe of just the origin story of when you were younger in Renton. So is it true that in middle school you were in a rap group? You guys created an album, and then you got sent to the principal's office because of the album?
So I knew you were gonna bring this up. So it actually wasn't in middle school. It was in high school.
Got it.
I was like a sophomore, junior in high school. But yeah, my buddies and I, we made an album. We were really big Brockhampton fans. We wanted to make something exactly like it. So it was my friends. It was me, my friend Sam Coulon, my friend Jack, Nick, and Shane. I'm pretty sure that's everybody. We had a couple other friends.
What was the name of the group? Sorry.
The group's name was I want to say Scenery or Scene, but I can't I don't think we ever could decide because it was like
It's a great start to the group.
the album was called Scenery. I'm pretty sure the group was called Scene, like SCENE. But yeah, we made an album that was basically exactly like a Brockhampton album. Had a bunch of like weird like alternative beats. We were all like rapping on it, and then we had like a couple like singing songs. But yeah, the reason why we got sent to the principal's office, it was crazy. We went to school. It was like any other day. We had dropped the album and we caused some buzz in the school. So like there was a lot of people that were talking about our music and stuff, and like teachers were starting to talk to us about it and stuff because they heard some of the lyrics and they didn't approve of them. So so the teachers, dude, it got to the point where like some teachers would like, it never happened to me personally. A couple of my friends though like got pulled aside after class. Teachers were like, hey, like, I listened to your album. You shouldn't be saying that stuff. Like shit like that.
Was the material, what was it? Like, I mean, we don't have to like dive
Oh,
into
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, so
They were just like, were you guys like talking about like just drugs and stuff, or like?
yeah, I mean like drugs, alcohol, like
Yeah.
sex. There was definitely like some I mean, we were just like young and dumb.
Yeah,
So
of
there's
course,
definitely
yeah.
some talk like some like bad stuff about like women and stuff, but like
But just like part
not
of the
like
culture, yeah.
yeah, like nothing like super terrible though.
Like that wasn't like Odd Future.
It was just like profanity, and stuff. I
Yeah.
think was their main concern, and they were like, "This is like terrible" or whatever. But we just thought it was funny and it was fun for us to make. But yeah. Anyways, though, so we go to school. It's like a normal day, and all of a sudden, someone comes in the class. I'm like sitting in class, and I get like a note, and I look at it, and it's like has the principal's name on it, and I was like, "Oh God, like here we go." And so like it's like go to the office like ASAP immediately. It's like checked on like the note, and I'm like, okay, all right. So like I get up and I go, and I'm like, I know exactly what this is about. And so like I remember walking in there, and so they didn't actually call us all in at the same time. They called us all in individually. So I had no idea.
It's a classic.
I had no idea that it was gonna
Yeah.
happen. And so we all like go into I go into the principal's office alone, and then the lady starts questioning me, and she's like some of these songs are like so like bad, like you need to take this down. But they couldn't like make us take it down because like it was like we just put it on SoundCloud. Like anyone could put anything on SoundCloud. They
Yeah.
can't force us to do anything. But we basically, I remember it was like the talk of the like whole school that day, because at lunchtime all of us, or like everyone who had that lunch, there was like 2 lunches, but everyone who had that lunchtime, I remember we all got together and we were like, did you get sent to the principal's office? It was like the Spider-Man meme. It was like, did you? And so like we all got sent to the principal's office, and we were like fuck, like all right. So we decided to take the album down for the time being. It was only a couple months until we graduated, so we just took it down for the time being. We still had all the files on Google Drive and stuff, so we were still like playing it. Anyone who wanted it, we would like send it to them or whatever, but it just wasn't on like the accessible internet anymore. So we did that for a couple months, and then the day we graduated, we just put it back on SoundCloud. We just made it public again. So yeah, I mean,
it's like, you know, kind of like all press is good press. Everyone then was talking about you guys.
I know,
they did
yeah,
you guys
it's true.
such a favor.
I know, yeah,
Yeah, it's like that's like the greatest. That's like, you know, like it's like half of Odd Future's marketing.
Yeah, dude.
How people
yeah.
how upset they were about it.
Yeah, seriously, it was a crazy time when I think about it now, but it was fun, and yeah, it did get a lot of people talking about our music, whether it was in a like good way or a bad way. Some of the stuff I personally said nothing on that record that I regret, but man, when I like listen back to some of the stuff, like the main reason they called us in was because like we'd like name dropped a couple of teachers' names.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, so that, you know.
So I mean, that's the main reason they called us in the principal's office.
Hard. That's so hard though. Like just calling them out by name.
No, yeah, it was like, bro, it was like
yo, man, you know.
There was this one teacher that like was like riding around in his golf cart all the time, and I'm pretty sure my friend Jack said something like she riding me like teacher's name on his golf cart or whatever. And then like my other friend had a bar that was like Miss music teacher's name, like insert music teacher's name, I'm gonna make a bitch sing or something like that. And I was like, bro, so like I never said anything personally that I like would take back on those records. except for just like bad bars that like were not good. But yeah,
I
like
gotta stand by her.
those ones though, I was like, yeah, like we probably shouldn't have done that. But it was like just young and like in high school, so we
Yeah.
didn't really care.
It's tough, you know, because in my opinion, it's like, you know, one, you want to enable this creative and, you know, positive outlet for you guys. I think it's better than you guys doing drugs or drinking, and just like having
Mhm.
that outlet is really powerful. So but I could understand where they're coming from. Hopefully, I wish they would have massaged it maybe a little bit to enable you to continue, but at the same time, maybe, because I do think it's important at that young age to understand what you can and can't say. So like I understand both
Yeah,
perspectives on it,
100%.
but also the censoring. And then really quick, so
Me
now that
too.
you're like a, you know, you're a solo artist, what do you think are both the benefits of being in a rap group and then the negatives of being in a rap group? And
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah,
Positives, it's so easy to finish songs.
it's so
Dude,
true. It's
you
like
just make
you need like one verse. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
So literally, like, I mean, imagine 5 dudes like sitting in a room and like a beat is playing. Everyone writes a verse in like 20 or 30 minutes. They all record it. The song could be done in like an hour and a half. Like, and then you just go on to the next one. So like it was so easy to write songs, and we just picked the best of everything. Like I would oftentimes I relate to Kevin Abstract a lot because I would like write a lot of the hooks and stuff. And my friends were like, "Bro, you're like a hook god." And I was like, "Bro, I'm just like writing like shit that like Kevin Abstract would say." But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of how you do it in the beginning, though. You emulate the people that you love.
absolutely. Yeah. And I've 100% like emulate Brockhampton to this day in my music. But yeah, it was so easy to finish songs back then though, like just because there were so many people on one song. And also there's like some like camaraderie around it. We never had any performances or anything, but like we did
I would
have
have
a
loved to have seen one of those.
oh
though.
my God,
Dang,
yeah.
that'd been sick. So.
excuse me. But yeah, we had a release party one time, which was really fun. Sorry, excuse me. I need
No, you're good, man. I mean, having a release party at
Pause.
that age is definitely it's hard to have a release party at my age. So, so really great job putting that together. And I think it's so true what you're saying about just it's easier to create songs because, like, you know, we both know how, you know, one, when you're a perfectionist, how long it takes to
Yeah.
finish a song, and then when it's just like one of you, you know, to finish a song. But you were saying that, so you guys used to do release parties?
So we had a release party. The cool thing about it, the other cool thing that was about it was like the camaraderie. So like we had a release party and like a bunch of people came over and we like all listened to the album and stuff in my backyard in my house, and that was really fun. It was like a really good time. I had a lot of fun doing that. And it's just like something cool about like, yeah, like those are my friends and like we make songs together.
Totally.
So like it's just there's always been something cool about that though too. Because I don't know if you're gonna ask me about it, but maybe I'll refrain from talking about it. But yeah, there's cool stuff with making music with friends. 100%. But yeah, making music when you're alone though is definitely a lot more difficult. But on the bright side, when you work alone, like yeah, the songs are gonna take longer to make because you have to fill it with more bars and more like vocals and stuff like that. But you have full creative control. There's no one else saying like we should do this, we should do that. Like you decide everything. And sometimes now it's a little bit hard because like I don't know, I can be a little bit selfish. Sometimes now like if I'm working with another artist, I have to be like, no, like this is a collaborative project, Zach. Like you can't control everything. So just like let it flow. Like we'll just see what happens. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to navigate that.
Definitely, but I think also having that dialogue in your head, one, there's self-awareness, but like two, it's like, you know, we're working on a track together. I would want someone that is overly invested in the track instead of being like, yeah, I'm just did my stuff and I'm gone. So it's like, so it's like having that balance
Absolutely.
of being like, okay, like I have to be open, but at the same time, coming from the other's perspective, it's nice to have someone invested in the song. So I think that's really great. And then also, so kind of like sticking on now that like, you know, you go from the group solo act. I want to talk about, so on your Instagram, you were kind of breaking down, you did a really great breakdown of how you created the cover art for Cool Kids. So to me in that video, it kind of showed that you were a visual artist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The cover art for Cool Kids.
Exactly. So you're
Sorry,
a really
I just
visual
had to
artist.
think
So I wanted
about
to ask you, what's your opinion on, you know, how important is a good cover art for the long-term success of a song? And what are some of your favorite cover arts of all time?
Wow, that's such a good question, actually. Oh my goodness. Cover artworks are super important. It's so funny you say that too, because I feel like I suck at cover art.
Dude, no, you're great at them. I love your covers.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, but yeah, like visually though, it's always tough for me. I love using photographs. Graphic design isn't really my thing. If I am gonna have like a designed artwork, it's gonna be like done by somebody else. But yeah, like when I think of like some of my favorite at least photographed album covers, like To Pimp a Butterfly,
Amazing.
easily Good Kid, Mad City with the van. I know I'm just thinking of Kendrick records right now.
Yeah, I was like, dude, he's
graphic
amazing.
design one that's really cool is Tame Impala's Currents.
Really
that one's
good.
like, I love that one because like that. I mean, that whole project too is like just so wavy, and it's perfect.
It's literally
like,
completely
literally
embodies
just
it.
perfect. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of more that come to mind. Brockhampton has a couple weird ones actually too.
Kind of fits their music.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm thinking about like the Iridescence cover.
That
The Iridescence cover with the pregnant woman. That one's crazy. And and the colors they use though are so amazing though on that art. Like it's
amazing.
It's crazy. So
yeah, the reason why I ask is because like I feel like when albums are being discussed as classics, when someone says the name of an album, the image of it is like instantly in your head, and I feel like that image is so important.
Oh, 100%. Like you know, I was just thinking about someone who's really good at making like their imagery so at times controversial but really good though also is Drake.
Like, yeah, oh my
Drake,
god, that's
all
a
of
really
Drake's
great point.
cover arts, like think about like Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, like Views,
Her Loss,
bro. Like
wait, like
dude,
Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover CLB is like, bro, what even is this? Like
I totally agree.
So yeah, no, but he's so good at it though, because he's like, I know it's gonna get people talking. Like if I do this, like I know people are gonna talk about it. Like for CLBs, like if I do this, I know people are gonna talk about it. And like even when he does simple ones, like for the Honestly Nevermind one, it's just like some, like, you know,
extravagant
it's like
font.
a typographic poster, but it looks really cool and like it's just effective. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh, this looks sick. Like I want to listen to this. And, like even for Her Loss, it's like this is weird, but like I want to listen to it now. Like
exactly.
I wonder what this is. So I think it's super important, and it does like definitely enhance the album, 100%. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I totally agree with your answers. First of all, like the Certified Lover Boy is crazy.
Yeah.
But I love it. Crazy. And then, you know, kind of going back to just albums in general, I want to go back to the board.
Okay.
So let's finish off the first round. First matchup, I want you to do Tokyo versus Queer.
I love both of these songs, but the one that I go back to more is probably Queer. I love Queer. Dude, the instrumental on that song is fucking insane. And that just the way it starts too with like the like I don't even know what that like sound is. It's almost like a record scratch or something, but it's so addicting to just listen to. And then also I'm a sucker for a good beat switch, and Queer has like one of the best beat switches when like Kevin comes in and he starts singing, and then it just goes right back to Matt being like, don't go running your mouth. Don't go running your mouth.
Like dogs barking, or like there's like dogs barking.
I know. Like,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. There's so much energy around that song, and I love it. But I also love Joba's part on Tokyo.
Oh my god,
so much. It's going to Queer, but like I gotta give Tokyo its respect though too, because like that whole first verse by Joba is like amazing. And then Kevin also has an incredible hook on that song, but I'm still going Queer because I love that song. So yeah, definitely that one.
To me, that's the hardest matchup maybe in round one. That like when I was looking at these, I think I love those songs maybe the two most close in that.
Really, the next one's my
so let's go to the next one actually. Okay. Gummy versus Junkie.
Dude, this sucks so much for me. This is pain. This is pain.
So we do it, man. We want you to.
These are like my two favorite songs from the album. So, and of course, put them up against each other. So.
How to do it?
I think. Okay, what I will say is the beats for both of these songs are disgusting, and
ridiculous.
everybody goes crazy. But the lyrical content of Junkie is significantly more important to Brockhampton's discography, which is why I'm gonna say it's the winner for this one. Junkie has a lot of things. There's just a lot of moments in that song where you can really pick apart and dissect. Like every single member's verse in Junkie is just like, I mean, you can dive into it and just get something out of it, like from how Kevin starts it to how Dom finishes it. Like it's an incredible track. And I love Gummy though too. Like I'm giving Gummy its respect because that's like one of the hardest Brockhampton songs. And it's just, I mean, it's an amazing song.
It's an amazing intro to the album.
Dude, perfect intro. I've been so obsessed with like the way that this album flows from top to bottom, the way that it starts is so cool with like that sample with like the strings and like the harp and everything. It's like beautiful, and then it's like the and then it just goes crazy.
It perfectly embodies what the group is and how it kind of hits you
100%.
with those, like left hooks. And I want to ask, because the reason why Junkie is so amazing, in my opinion, I agree, is how strong each verse is. What's your favorite verse on that song?
I love. It's probably. Let's think. I gotta think really fast.
It's really
so we
tough.
have Kevin's first verse, where he's like, "Why you always rap about being gay?"
Yeah,
I love that verse.
so sick. It's such a unique perspective in hip hop.
Yeah,
that
100%.
needs to be there.
Yeah, it does. It does need to be there, and like he said it before too, and it's like his existence is just like, it's awesome. Like the fact that
he makes them. He matters most to the culture. I do the most for the culture by just existing.
By just existing. Yeah, exactly.
That's so hard.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. But also, I really love Matt's verse on Junkie too.
So good.
Because I just love how he talks about. I think this is the song where he talks about his mom. He talks about respecting women near the end of the song, which is something that like is like super near and dear to my heart. And also
he talks about
his mom and like drinking, and like I didn't relate to that necessarily like with my my parents aren't alcoholics, but like they do definitely like to drink and
inappropriate way.
And and in college like I would like drink a lot and stuff, so like I don't know, man, it's so hard.
It's so tough, man.
Between Kevin and Matt, I don't know, it's a tie. It's a two-way tie between Kevin and Matt, and compliments to Merlin's verse in that song too. It just makes me scream in the car when I listen to it. And then also Dom's verse at the end makes me feel like Eminem when I'm like just spitting it.
He's the best technical rapper.
Yeah, absolutely. By far. And he's supposed to drop an album soon.
I can't wait. Yeah,
he was supposed to drop it last month, but it got pushed back due to sample.
Well, I can't wait.
Dude, me too. I'm actually gonna.
I think it's like and like speaking of Dom's technical ability, he's an incredible lyricist. I actually now want to go to the next section of the interview, which is I want you to explain that bar. So what we did is Zach actually sent me the lyrics to his new song Stuck Again, which he'll be performing in a little bit. My team and I have chosen 3 different lyrics that we want to break down, 3 incredible lyrics, and I think it's just important for the fans to peer back the curtain and kind of understand why you said that. So
okay, cool.
The first line I really loved was, I loved them all, but the ones I chose. But I didn't listen to a thing. I'll escape if I can sing. Maybe I'll feel better after a few songs.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So music is just therapy. Like music has always been therapy and like therapeutic for me, ever since like I was a kid. But yeah, like the song is about anxiety and like just feeling like overwhelmed by your own thoughts. And listening to music oftentimes I use it personally to escape like my own problems and whatever I'm like dealing with. So that's me basically saying I'm gonna listen to a couple songs and try to like push these thoughts out of my head as if like they don't matter when they end up creeping on me again after trying to listen to music. Is like they just come back in right afterwards, so it doesn't matter. It's like, but yeah, music is therapeutic for me, so it's such a
relatable sentiment, I think, that we all really have. And I think it's cool for people to understand like musicians are the same way. And like a lot of our times, you could probably relate to this. When you write something, it is even more therapeutic than like listening to something. Yeah. And we are offered that opportunity, which is amazing.
100%.
Awesome. And then so the next bar, that was a great answer.
Yeah.
So I slip away for a second till you stop me. Your squad of bad thoughts busted in like the SWAT team.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes that's what it feels like. Yeah, it just sometimes. So that's like, yeah, that's the line that follows the last one. So yeah, it's just basically being like, I'm gonna try and distract myself from you for a second, and then it's like holy shit, okay, you're back, like okay, fine, like I'll deal with you, or like I'll try to. But yeah, sometimes that's what it feels like when your thoughts like negatively affect how you're feeling. Sometimes it feels like a SWAT team is like like you're getting swatted, like
exactly. You have no choice, and it is very intrusive.
Yeah,
that's a good way of saying
100%. Yeah, it is intrusive. Absolutely.
And you know what's really great is, so as a fan of your music, so when you're saying that the style of music and like the vibe of it right now, is the introspection a really big part of this new album?
Yeah, absolutely. Just thinking about where I came from, where I want to go, and really just reflecting on my life choices, and and just thinking about, I've like, it's crazy because I've just been through like so much. I've just really like the last, ever since I moved here pretty much, like I've just been really learning a lot about myself and learning about what's important in life. And man, there's so much stuff like I'm excited to talk about and stuff. But yeah, like introspection has always been huge in my music, and it will continue to be in the album too.
Well, that's amazing to hear.
So yeah.
And then finally, I want to do my my favorite. This is such a good line. Stomach turning as I'm overcome with amounts of everything in the world that could possibly bring me down. Not even some strict parents could find a way to ground me.
Oh yeah, dude. So, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
That's a bar, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a great line. When we were going through
Thank
the
you.
song, we loved that.
Dope. Thank you.
Yeah, we were good. We were like, this fucking awesome.
Not even some strict parents could find a way to ground me. Yeah, I do. I love that line. I think it's really cool. In the sense that, yeah, like grounding techniques. I learned a lot of grounding techniques from when I started like meditating and stuff. But I mean, mainly from my girlfriend, Elena. She taught me a lot of grounding techniques. When we were going to school and stuff, she just like taught me like smell, like what do you smell, like what do you like taste, like I forget what the other ones are. It's like count, like it's like 3 things you can like feel at the moment, like at this current moment. But yeah, when you're in your own head and you start to get like really anxious and stuff, you can drift off to other places. And yeah, I'm thankful for her just because she helped me learn some techniques to try and ground myself. But sometimes it's really hard to ground yourself. And yeah, I just thought it'd be funny to bring in, like, I was like, what's another way you can get grounded? And then I was like, oh yeah, like
Literally,
if you have like strict
yeah.
parents, like they would ground you. So I was like, oh, that's funny.
I love that.
So just, yeah, it's a little bit of comedy in such a serious song, you know?
Yeah, I think it's important also to have those like the duality of it.
Absolutely.
And it works very well. So shout out Lana, she's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah,
she is.
You know, and then speaking of just the consistencies with the song, we're talking about introspection. So I saw that you recently tweeted how you're excited that smaller artists are going back to releasing albums instead of just singles.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, what are both? Why do you think that is happening, and why do you see it as a benefit?
You know what I think happened? I think the music industry is at a crazy place right now. And it was even like a few years ago, because anybody who's trying to get started in music is gonna like go on YouTube and look up like how to market my music, like how to promote my music, blah blah blah. And everyone on the internet, you know what they say? They say drop a single every 2 weeks, drop a single every 4 weeks, and it's so impossible to do that. Like I tried it. It is so hard.
It's like totally.
It's easy to drop a song. It's hard to drop a good song every 4 weeks. Like if you can do that, like props to you. But it was not for me. And I don't think it's for a lot of people. I've always released bodies of work. When I was like, I mean, before I started releasing music under like Zach Settle, I had like 5 albums out on Spotify. I was like just pumping out music like crazy when I was in college and stuff. And but I loved like making bodies of work because I think sequencing is really important. And if you only make singles and they're like half-heartedly made, at least personally, when I was trying to do like the single a month thing, like I ended up just like looking back on some of the songs I made and just being like, dang, like I'm not really like proud of these. And then like I look at the ones like in my unreleased folder like on my laptop and I'd be like, I love these songs. And I'm like, dang it, bro, like why am I trying to make like poppy, like it's hard too, because when you make a single, you want to make it like catchy, and like most of the time it's like you want it to be like an anthem. When you're making an album, you're not focused really on that. You're just focused on like you and like how you feel. And so I like making albums way more than I like making singles, just because when I make singles, it feels like it's not about the music anymore. I feel like it's a lot more about like the marketing, like how can we market this, who's gonna listen to this, instead of like how good is this, like how pure am I, like how does this like really sound to me, do I really love this, am I really proud of this? At least I don't know, that's what I feel about it. It's really interesting.
Well, I totally agree. I'm also I want to be an album artist as well. I think it's like completely important. I love that you before were talking about the sequencing of saturation too.
Yeah.
And again, you're talking about sequencing because that truly is an art, being able to tell if it's a linear narrative, if it's just like kind of a loose narrative, being able to, communicate a vibe and a message through the track list is very important. And I want to ask, you brought up To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City. Is there a concept album in the future that you would like to make?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you want to share it right now, but...
No, yeah. I actually came up with an idea a few months ago, but I think it's just gonna take it would take a lot of work. The problem with making a concept album is that it's really hard for me personally to make it not like corny with like skits and stuff like that. It's like, because I'm like talking to my friends, I'm like, can you like record you like saying like let's get in the car or like whatever, and it's like, nah, this is it's like, oh, this is corny now, this is corny. But yeah, like even with an album that I made with my friends in college, I think it's called, we just called it Pullman because that's where we went to college, but it's kind of a concept album. It's just about like living in Pullman, what life was like, but we did have a couple skits in there that were pretty funny, but it's not like a fully fledged concept album. Yeah, but I do have an idea. I just think it would take a lot of work and a lot of collaboration with people who know what they're doing to make it happen. So
yeah, it's also a lot of intent. Like there has to be, you have to be doing it with intent, and there has to be a pattern or that you're creating, or just kind of like a roadmap. So
yeah,
I would love to see that out of you, definitely, because I think that's I think you're capable of it, and I think it would be awesome to see. So
thanks, man. I would love to see you like make something like that too.
Yeah, I'm kind of am with my new thing. Like Time Is on Our Side is it's the first of a trilogy.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like a whole. I can tell you later.
Okay, yeah.
When it's not my interview, when it's my interview, bitch.
No, yeah, I know, right? No. We'll switch seats.
Exactly.
And then we can do it.
I'm gonna have Zach do the inevitable episode for me. I would actually very much trust you to do this. You would be great at this. Awesome. So thank you for doing that. Now we're gonna go into the semifinals. So for the semifinals, Matt, could you please tell me what the first matchup would be?
First matchup is gonna be Sweet versus Queer.
Thank you, Matt. Awesome. Getting tougher, man. I know.
This just got so hard.
It's gonna get so stressful right now, man.
Okay. Dude. This is the hardest thing I've ever done.
By the way, it's the premise of the show.
Yeah,
like, I want you to really sweat, and I really want you to feel
okay. Man, I know it's like my life depends on it right now.
Kind of does.
I'm gonna pick Queer still, actually, over Sweet. Do we disagree yet?
It's not my list. No, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. Can you break down? Obviously, you've spoken about both songs.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Now I want you to almost think like a GM of a sports team. Like, why do you think that's a stronger song?
I think only Brockhampton could make Queer, and I think like Sweet has a catchy hook. It has a lot of like really dope verses, but yeah, I think Queer is such a unique song.
I love that answer, by the way.
And thanks. Yeah. I think I just feel like they are the only ones who could make that song. I don't think there's anybody else that could make that song and title it that and have it like work for them. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I like the songs equally. I think they're great songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Queer though.
And then before we go on to the next one, I'm going to hit you with an even harder question. Could you please rank for me the vocalists in your mind of Brockhampton?
No, really?
Yeah, we got to do it.
Are we including Jabari?
Yeah, I mean, like, he's later on, but and look, this is just your opinion. You're not saying like who's better, just for you. Where you just go, no, really?
Okay, yeah, for sure. No. Okay.
And this is just your opinion.
We'll do it'll probably be easier if I start at the top.
I want to just do the top three. Don't do everyone. Who are your three favorites? Let's do that.
Kevin's definitely in the top three. Matt's in my top three. Let's just I can do all of them. Let's just do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll go Kevin, Matt, Dom. Okay, those are my big three. And then probably, man, after that, I guess I'll go Amir, Merlin, Jabari. Oh wait, no. Amir,
Bareface.
We'll go Amir, Bareface, Merlin, Jabari. I think Jabari's cool, but I just think he's the least like talented. He's really good at making beats.
Yeah.
He made the beats for Heat. And a couple other ones.
I think he also did Star.
Oh yeah, he did Heat. I think it was Heat Golden Star.
That's crazy. That's a crazy run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story behind that's really funny too. He like almost got kicked out of the group, and then he sent in those beats, and then they're like, okay, you can come back.
Was he just not making music for them?
Yeah. No, he was they had like a massive amount of people that they had like kind of like audition, and he like didn't get a call back. He basically didn't get put in the next group chat when they dwindled the numbers down even more.
Oh wow.
And so he sent I think Kevin was like the ringleader, so like he like sent Kevin those beats and then he like added Jabari to the conversation.
That's
which
great.
is kind of a
I
funny
mean,
story.
That's a good move off of them. Those are some incredible beats.
But yeah,
And
Kevin, Matt, Dom, those are my top 3 for sure.
I agree. I think it's for every single. I think they're all incredibly talented. I think it's just like it's for your preference and like makes sense. I love lyrics. Dom is probably my number 1, and then just we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Also, so the final of the semifinals. That's not a great way to say that. So the second round of the semifinals, it is going to be Summer versus Chunky.
It's so crazy because these songs are really actually different. Like before we did Summer and Swamp, and that was like, oh yeah, these songs are like, these are like different vibes. But like now we're going from like screaming in my car, like, cause like in like a like angry, like fierce mood to like, I'm like crying, like sentimental, like it's like, but like happy. So I don't really know. I mean, these songs are both beautiful, but I gotta go with Junkie just cause, I mean, Summer is just Bareface and Junkie has way more people on it. It's more fun to listen to, I think. Yeah, I'm going with Junkie 100%.
And then really quick, so I'm guessing Saturation 2 is on top. How do the other 2 albums go for you? Where would you rank them?
I'm gonna go, you know what's funny is like it's always changing for me. For a long time it was Saturation 2 or Saturation 3. Like a couple of years ago, Saturation 3 was my favorite, and then it like went back to 2, and now it's staying 2 as like I listen to them more. I think the first Saturation has some good songs, but it kind of just like set the foundation for everything. It has some great songs. I mean, I have a tattoo of like the lyrics for Milk on my arm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It just says I gotta get better at being me on my arm.
Yeah.
But,
it's a great lyric.
But yeah, I love that lyric. I was like, this is so cool. And so I just got it. But I don't know, like as a whole though, like Saturation 1, I don't think it's nearly as good as Saturation 2 and 3, and how it's just like bang, 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 bang in your face the entire time. Like there's no slowing down, there's no letting up. I think like the songs just like flow really well together in Saturation 2 and Saturation 3. But if I had to rank them, I'd probably go 2 and 3 tied for number 1.
Yeah.
And then I guess for the purpose of this show, we'll do Saturation 2 and then Saturation 3 and then 1.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, I feel like it's just the fact that they were able to release 3 classic albums in 1 year is the
That's
greatest.
insane.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I can't
it
even I try and make 2 good songs in like a year.
Yeah, I know.
They do like a whole thing. So
we're living in the right timeline. Though,
exactly.
where we
Literally,
got that.
That's a good one. That's
So,
the canon event of them getting together.
Yeah, seriously.
And then awesome. And
But
I think it's great that we're able to, dissect your favorite album. But again, the number one reason that we're here is because of your incredible music.
What?
And just with that in mind, I think it's really important. I always want to give the artist a platform to share either what they just released or what they're about to release. So I would love for you to perform a verse and hook off of your new song Stuck Again. If that's
I
fine.
would love to do that. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's good. I can hear it. Are we going right now?
I think we are. Hot 97.
I know, right? This is Stuck Again.
Vibe Call West Radio.
Yeah. Stuck in the same place. Always running away from something. My biggest fear when I look back at it all is I'm nothing at all. I just wanna be something. But I'm stuck down. I am always in my head. I can't relax. I'm way too stressed. I'm stuck again. Maybe it'll go away if I just lay in my bed. I can't relax, I'm way too stressed. I'm stuck again. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Gotta get up out of my head, so let's get a move on. I know you're trying to tell me everything I do wrong, but I ain't listen to a thing. I'll escape if I can sing. Maybe I'll feel better after a few songs. So I slip away for a second till you stop me. Your squad of bad thoughts busting in like the SWAT team. I'm really getting tired of the way that you got me going. I lose grip, slipping right off the balcony. And now my vision getting cloudy, stomach turning as I'm overcome with amounts of everything in the world that could possibly bring me down. Not even some strict parents could find a way to ground me. But me and you like glue. Velcro wasn't strong enough to hold us two. Unfortunately, I'll be getting used to you, even though you don't tell me the truth. And I guess we're stuck in the same place, always running away from something. My biggest fear when I look back at it all is I'm nothing at all. I just wanna be something. We just wanna be something. Oh yeah. I'm down, I am always in my head. I can't relax, I'm way too stressed. I'm stuck again. Maybe it'll go away if I just lay in my bed. Yeah, I'm stuck again. That's
Holy
pretty much
shit.
it.
Oh my god. By the way, you sound incredible in here.
Really?
In those headphones, that sounded amazing. Man.
Thanks, dude.
How you,
I don't know if you could hear it.
Dude, when you
Thanks.
run back the tape, the faces that I'm making could be memes.
No, bro.
Of how excited I am.
I was looking over at your face and you're like,
dude, it was like, that was incredible, man. I think
Thank
that
you.
like, it's so cool to say that like my producer Ionius was just saying before how great you sounded live.
Oh.
And how amazing this translated here. And I think that's such a valuable skill that I hope people can take away from this. Like Zach came in and performed the song better maybe, or just as good as the studio version. That's incredible. Thank you for doing that. That was such an awesome fucking moment.
Thank you, dude. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was super sick. And then finally, man, to end it all, what's the finals? Who wins between Queer and Junkie?
You know, I've been thinking a lot about this.
Have you?
I came in here thinking,
I'm happy you were thinking before this.
I came in here thinking it was gonna be Junkie all the way. Dude, it's so crazy actually, because these two songs are like amazing. Like these are like top 5 and like their whole discography to me. Man, I really love Queer. I think it's a great song. I'm still going with Junkie though. I'm going with it. I'm going with Junkie all the way.
I love it. I mean, like, there's no when you make it to the finals, there's no bad choices.
No, I mean,
that was an incredible.
Right? I can't lose. Like,
no way.
If I pick Queer, like people would be like, I respect. But yeah, like I don't know, dude. I love Junkie, and there's something so different about it. Every time that song comes on, like if I'm like in my car and I hear that song, like it's just volume like all the way up, like and I'm just screaming every word. That's pretty much how it goes.
I think there's also something so powerful about when every verse on a song is incredible and one of one. I think that pushes it to the top.
100%.
So that's what I would agree with.
I
you
love
on
the
with that.
honesty and the like, just how real and raw Junkie is compared to, compared to other songs in their discography. I mean, Queer is pretty amazing too, but Junkie's just so raw. It's like so like right there. It's like so real. Like you're like watching them like bleed their hearts out on these tracks, and that one's really cool. So yeah.
Well, Zach, thank you for bleeding your heart out in this bracket. That was amazing. I think it's really important for fans of you and people that are going to become fans of you to understand why you like certain songs, what you look for when you're listening to a song. But before we end, can you just let me know, so what's going to be going on, for the rest of the summer? What releases do you have on the radar? Anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, dude. So, man, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this show this Wednesday. I'm performing at Hotel Ziggy at 7 p.m. So
Woo!
Come by, buy a ticket, show out. And then I don't really know. I don't have anything else lined up at the moment. So I'm working on a couple songs. I'm working on a song with my friend Jones Jr. His name's Sean. We should be getting that out pretty soon. We've been dying. We did a song together a couple years ago. But we've been dying to make another one, and we're performing together next month in Seattle.
Oh, really? That's so sick.
Yeah. So I'm hopping on this guy's tour. His name's King Trey.
Yeah, I saw that. Shout out
yeah.
Jones Jr., by the way. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I'm hopping on his tour. So me and Jones Jr. are going to be playing a show. We're going to be opening for King Trey on August 2nd, I believe, in Seattle. And then the very next day, I'll be playing at Los Globos in LA.
Sheesh.
So yeah, I'm really excited. Those two things, I mean, like that's what I'm really looking forward to. So that's going to be super fun. Come see me live if you want. It's going to be a great time. But yeah, other than that though, I'm just really working on myself and trying to put together something really special for anyone who's a fan of my music. So
Well, that number is surely going to grow this year. I'm definitely excited
Thanks,
to see
man.
all that, man. Thank you so much for jumping on, and this was
course.
an incredible first episode.
thank you for having me, man.
Of course,
Appreciate
man.
it.
This was awesome. All right, guys. Bob Call West Radio, new episode 1. Please look out. We're going to tag all of Zach's socials, so you'll be able to find all of his music. Please check him out. He's not only an incredible musician, he's one of my good friends. Highly recommend everything that he's got going on. We're going to make a track together, hopefully by the end of the year.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Peace.